all my favorite campers. I'm Hugh, and this is Hanging with Hugh. Let's kick it, our soccer series, continuing today, which is all about soccer. Kicking, punting, throwing, catching, saving, all kinds of cool soccer stuff. Are you ready? Let's kick it. Let's start with some stretches. It's really important to get a good stretch in anytime before you play soccer. Today, we're gonna do knee hugs. Bring one leg across your other, point that toe in the ground, up in the air, and give your leg a nice big hug. Stretch, 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 and look over your shoulder to get a little back stretch on the end of the knee hug, and do the other leg. Bring it across, point that toe up, bring your head down, kind of look away from your knee, get a nice big knee hug stretch. And look over the shoulder, stretch the back out a little bit too. Now we're gonna do the hip flexor stretch. To the hip flexor stretch, you wanna lay down, all the way down, all the way flat. Take one leg, kind of throw it across your body, bring it up as high toward your head as you can, and keep the rest of your body kind of flat on the ground. Point that toe, try to keep that crossed leg as straight as possible. Get a nice hip flexor stretch. And the other leg. Nice hip flexor stretch. All right, those were static stretches because when we did them, we were standing still. Now we're going to do some dynamic stretches. Today for dynamic stretches, we're going to do lunges and scoops. For scoops, take one small step out, point that toe up, and scoop your hands past that foot. Take another small step or two, and scoop your hands past that foot. Step, step, scoop. Step, step, scoop. Do this to the cone and back. Step, step, scoop. And scoop. Turn around. Step, scoop. Step, step, scoop. And scoop. And scoop. And scoop. Right? As with usual, if you don't want to walk back and forth from somewhere, you can do these standing in place too. Just put one foot out and scoop past it. Now the lunges. These are a lot like lunges when you're standing still, but we're going to do them while moving. So you can take a medium to big step, drop your back knee down, and just rock your shoulders a little bit. And step, step, big step. Leg down, and rock those shoulders just a little bit. Step, step, lunge. Step, step, lunge to the cone. And we're going to bring it back. Lunge. Step, step, lunge. And lunge. And lunge. All right, dynamic stretches. The next thing we're going to do before we get the soccer balls out is some kind of circuit training. Circuit training practices skills like mobility, stamina, and strength. Today for circuit training, we're going to do jumping jacks and squats. Jumping jacks, you start with your legs together, jump out, bring your hands above your head, and back. That's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, right? If you don't want to jump, you can do this stepping out to either side, right? You don't want to jump, you don't have to. Let's do 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now let's do some squats. Squats, you kind of act like you're going to sit down in a chair, right? Start with your feet shoulder width apart, bring your body back, and stand up. And that's 1, right? Show you from the side, kind of like you're sitting down in a chair, and 1. If you want to, you can actually sit down and get up from a chair. You can cross your arms. If you're worried about a little balance issue, anything you need to do, go ahead. we're gonna do 5 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, now let's do some soccer. Today's episode is all about being a goalie. To me, being a goalkeeper is the most fun part of soccer. There's nothing more exciting than making a great save. But you can't start with highlight reel saves if you're not sure, where to start. So we're gonna do a goalkeeper warm up. You would do before any game, do it every practice. That reinforces or teaches in the first place basic technique, form, positioning, all that fundamental stuff a goalkeeper wants to do. We're gonna start with a partner, right? Works great if you have a partner. Roll the ball gently to either side. Remember, this is about teaching the form, practicing the form, not about crazy highlight reel saves just yet. So we're gonna roll the ball gently to one side, take a step toward that side, drop the opposite leg down, kind of flatten your body out to block as much of that goal as you can in case you don't control it with your hands. Maybe it'll bounce off a leg, not go in the back of the net. Ball's rolling to this side. You want to put your close hand, your near hand behind the ball and your opposite hand on top. The hand behind stops it from going in, and the hand on top, if it hits like, a dirt patch or a rough piece of ground and tries to bounce up, this hand's gonna knock it back down so you can control it. It's gonna be the same thing to the opposite side. Step, drop this knee down, right? A little wall with your body. Hand behind, hand on top. Let's go ahead and try these now. Right? Not about how fast, not about speed, anything crazy just yet. Just the form, just the technique. All right, let's try some balls up in the air. Balls up in the air, it's the same deal. You want to move your whole body wherever the ball's coming, right? Step, dive if you need to. We'll get to dives. Move your whole body, both arms, both hands, follow the ball. Try to get them behind the ball, maybe a little on top of the ball. Behind the ball so that it doesn't go in the net, and on top so if you don't catch it cleanly, you bounce it down in front of you and then you can grab it. You're gonna get both hands, both hands behind the ball and maybe a little on top when you can. If you can't get both hands to it because it's too high or it's too far or if it's too low with a dive, always try to get at least one hand to it. If you can't catch and control the ball, push it past the goal. Push it past the sides, push it over the top, but you don't want a nice rebound that the other team might be able to kick again after you, hit it back out toward them. I mean, that's a little more advanced, but it's awesome, kind of cool when you can pull that save off too. Now we're going to work on our dives, right? But instead of just taking dives from a standing position where it does hurt a little bit to hit the ground, we're going to practice them from our knees, right? Get that form, that technique, maybe even that confidence to be unafraid of diving out both hands to stop a ball from going in. When you dive, the same thing. Try to get both hands to the ball. One hand behind the ball, one hand on top. Now feels like a good time to mention, if you don't have gloves, that's okay. You don't need gloves to play goalie. You just, want to be careful with your hands if you don't have gloves. Now let's go ahead and try some standing dives. Woo! listen guys, it's okay. You're not going to save every ball. No goalie can. You just want to do your best. All right. Now that we've practiced and warmed up with our warm-up focused on technique, let's just try any save stationary shots, right? So kick the ball anywhere to try to score. I'll try to save it. Woo! Remember, if you can't get both hands to the ball because it's too fast, too hard, too high, too wide, you always want to try to get at least one hand to it, right? If it's high, you can hit it with one hand and try to push it up over the top of the goal, right? If I hit it with one hand and it bounces back out, there's a chance they could shoot it again and maybe score. Darn. Woo! Man, guys, there's nothing more fun than making a great save. Oh man, almost got it. Remember guys, if you don't want to go full 100% effort, intensity, playing goalie, you can do any of these things. Stationary, softer kicks, do them sitting down, or on your knees. All right, campers, that's going to be the end of this episode of Hanging With You, our soccer series, Let's Kick It. Remember, hit like, comment, and that notification bell on the Blooms post so you see our new videos every single day. We also want to see from you, all right? We want to see pictures, videos of you doing all this fun soccer stuff that I've been doing. See you next time.
If you're not watching this on the Sunrise Studios app, well, why not? You can download the Sunrise Studios app on your phone or tablet from your app store, and you can watch all of our virtual camp videos the moment they're released. You can also find Sunrise Studios on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, or you can watch it on our Sunrise Association YouTube channel. See you soon!